Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me first of all acknowledge the presence of our President, Mr. Charles Savre and Mrs. Savre, the Honorable Speaker of the House of Assembly, our dear own Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, Honorable Ian Douglas, and also our Venezuelan, Mr. Luis Jose Quijada Garcia. I tried my best there. Okay, cabinet colleagues, members of the constituency of Trafalgar, our constituents here, the media, our friends, everyone present here today. First of all, let me join the chairman of the chairperson of the Trafalgar, Shropshire, Forkani Village Council in welcoming us here today. And I want to join Asparat in really welcoming you here today. It is certainly a pleasure to be here in the midst of all of our friends here. And of course, our friends who came from far in terms of our other colleagues here and their contractors and some of their recipients in terms of what we're going to be doing here today. I plan to share a little bit with you a few things, so I will start off immediately. Our special thanks for me is our Venezuelan comrade here. And I want to say to you, special thanks immediately to President Hugo Chavez of blessed memory. That's very important for us. Of course, to President Maduro, who was just re-elected, and for your presence here today in terms of being part of this program. So I want to thank you upfront for that gesture, upfront. And now I'll give a little history of the Petrocasas in Trafalgar. Very interesting. Some time ago, before the last election and probably before the election, just after the second election, there was a little area in Lily Valley that was coined as Portville, or they used to call it Collinville. And these are two important words. And that was done because of members of the opposition criticizing our people because they were on the road in little shacks. It was very painful. And I took the name, they call it Portville, P-O-O-R, and Collinville, because my supporters were there, and they were basically squatting on the road there. And I can never forget when we were given these 50 Petrocasas, and the Prime Minister said to me that he's going to put 10 of them in Lily Valley. I was very happy. So immediately, I'm not a man who likes to speak without knowing what I'm saying. So I came here and I met my folks, and we have a number of recipients here, and we were able to build these 10 Petrocasas. Sad, Hurricane Maria came and it taught us a serious lesson where we had 9 of them damaged, different stages of damage, and 1 totally wiped out. But I'm happy to say that there's some folks who are still living in them, and some folks we had to move from there completely because the houses were damaged. And then when I heard the Prime Minister mentioned to me about 5 weeks ago, I can never forget that. He told me that he got a message saying that they love me a lot, but they are waiting in Lily Valley. I felt bad. I felt very bad, because I knew where he was coming from. But at the time, I had no means, because, to have a Petrocasa down flat, totally going to have to look at a new house completely. So I'm very happy today. He becoming the new Minister of Housing. I spoke with him, and I told him I'm very embarrassed about it, because here it is that the other people saying that they love him a lot, but they are waiting. That's not good at all. I felt bad about it. However, today we are here, and we are happy that we're here in terms of building this, building back the Petrocasas in a more resilient manner. As well as we're going to be signing the contract for the 12-unit apartment complex in Lily Valley. Now, we have some land there as government in Lily Valley, so we can do things in Lily Valley. Now, I must say, Prime Minister and Minister of Housing, I have to be very careful today about calling the recipients of these houses, because we have a number of people in Trafalgar, especially our young mothers and our young families, who we cherish a lot, because our aim in the Roseau Valley is to go forth and multiply. And when I say so, no, because we have a serious problem in the Roseau Valley, especially in Loda. The population has dropped. But I must say, and this is real from a scientific point of view, because we need people to continue. I must say, in Trafalgar, Mount Prosper, and what may even, there's some activity taking place. So your government is going to cater for your needs in terms of building the necessary homes to house our people. Now, this is the only government to date who has done something like that. And when we deliver homes to you, we don't come to you and say to you that, you have to pay so much for the house. We understand the program. We understand what's happening. We understand that we have various programs that can help you, but you need some support. So I want to say to you, don't take things for granted. Don't take things for granted. You'll hear people come to whisper to you and say to you that, yes, we can do this, yes, we can do that. This is nonsense. The only government who can do it for you now is a government led by Dr. Skerritt and his cabinet colleagues. I'm sure of that. So let's not take these things for granted and make these mad mistakes. Well, we're not going to make that mistake anyway. But I just want you to take time to understand you have a bird in your hand right now. Let's keep that bird and forget those that cooking in the trees and trying to set some droppings on you. We're not in that business at all. Right. Now we have a number of development programs in Trafalgar taking place. Together with that, we started the clearing of some of the back areas of Trafalgar in terms of landslides. We have dredged the little river by Livia for there. And you'll notice some tracks on the road coming down there. We've gone into the Livia for lower the bridge there where we want to dredge that area because we have some major edge failures there threatening the back part of Lily Valley. So we're taking care of that. And I want to say to you that what we want to do is continue moving down in preparation for the hurricane season because when it rains in Trafalgar, it really pours. And we are vulnerable here. But we are beautiful, and as we have always said, our beauty is our challenge. So we want to make sure we cater for that and dredge our little, ravines and dry ravines and all the little waterways and whatnot so we can be better prepared for the hurricane season coming up. And God forbid, we are really banking on a pretty safe season. Now, there are a number of opportunities for contractors, builders from this project. And this project is not only want to deal with the Petrocasas in Trafalgar, the apartment building as well too, but what we want to look at is a spin-off from the apartment buildings into the building of the resource center where we have pledged a certain amount of money. And with our Prime Minister here today, I'm pretty sure of that one, I can say boldfacedly, that we will get the money to complete this resource center, which will serve as a sort of a hurricane shelter for us because at present, the old building we had where we used to have our little resource center and our little community activities, that was totally demolished by Hurricane Maria. So we really have to push this program moving forward. Now, I want to talk about a few things as Minister of Public Works, Water Resource Management and Ports. You'll notice some of you would have gone through the Botanical Gardens today. And I must say, 2 nights ago, I woke up at 2 o'clock and I couldn't sleep. And that's a true story. I don't tell lies, and I like to give stories. I couldn't sleep. I woke up, and I was dreaming from 2 a.m. till morning. I couldn't sleep. I woke up with bags under my eyes. And I was building 2 roads. One was the gardens, and one was Egliston, Girardel, Castle Comfort. And that is truth. This is gospel truth. And I said to someone, but why are you not sleeping? I hope that doesn't say too much. Why are you not sleeping? And I say I can't sleep because my mind is engaged and I cannot switch off my brain. I don't know any of you who can switch off your brain. You have to teach me how to do this one because when I have something on my mind, it keeps working. And this morning, I'm sure when you passed through the gardens, you were pleasantly surprised. Though it felt like Gaza Strip, but we can take it. We'll take it. And what we're going to be doing is we strip the first part of the Gardens Road. And of course, we're going to be rolling it over the weekend, putting some tariff and preparing it for free contractors. These free contractors are contractors that assisted us free of charge when we're building the road from the end gate by the health center up to the junction there. And this was done by the government of Dominica, the politicians under the Dominica Labour Party for free. And if we had enough cement, we would have done that road in 1 week. So I said to the ministry, I told them, how does it take the Prime Minister and his ministers and some real strong Labour Party comrades to come and build a road, and the ministry can't build a road for so fast. So I tasked them on this one, and I was happy this morning to see this road stripped, and we're about to start it for real. So I'm very happy of this one. The other one I want to talk about there briefly is the 2 contracts for the Egliston-Girardel Road. As you know, the folks of Girardel, Egliston, they have been suffering from the road. It's a bit bad, I must admit. It's a bit bad. I've driven on this road there. So we have signed these contracts, and then we're going to be moving this road, looking at Egliston down and Girardel down. And when I told the Prime Minister what the ministry said to me about, we cannot start the both ends at one time because it'll create a problem for traffic. He said to me, no, let's start the road and let's move. And I believe in that too. The gardens is rough, but let's build the road. And that's what we're going to be doing up there. There are so there's 2 contracts for Egliston Girardel, 2 contracts for Castle Comfort Girardel. So we're tackling the roads from both ends. And then we have the other one there we signed, which is the Copter Road. Much of you, those of us from here, when we travel through Waterhaven and through Coptal. We notice we have a slight Gaza Strip there as well too. Terrible, of course, the water being down there. So we have signed a contract for that, and that's going to commence very, very soon. So we're moving on this one as well too. And there's another contract that was just signed today for those of you who know Mount Prosper. There's an area of Mount Prosper they refer to as Lescali. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm very scared of Lescali because half of my area again will just break that road surface first and we'd have no road like we have in Waterhaven, which we want to tackle just now. So I'm happy for Lescali. That's about to start. And because you cannot have Mount Prosper locked off. We're looking at a back road for the future in terms of resilience, but that's a little, not too far, but we're looking at it. And of course, we are looking at the, we have another program going on, the bridge from Trafalgar to Waterhaven, Waterhaven to Trafalgar, where we are starting from that. As soon as we fix the Macclesfield bypass, the equipment can come down, I suspect sometime today, so we can start this project. So, ladies and gentlemen, I must say, I'm very happy to be here today as the Pirate for the area. These are great times for me, and I want to publicly thank the Honorable Prime Minister for really pushing this program for me. And pushing the program in terms of all the Petrocasas for Dominica / but the housing complex in terms of the apartment complex, because I have a lot of families here, I have a lot of mothers here, and I'm not talking about mothers with 2, we're looking at 3 and probably 4, building our families, and I want to give them that level of comfort such that they can be well housed and prepared for the future in terms of how we take care of our kids. And with these few words, I'd like to embrace everyone here today. I'd like to say to all residents of the Rosa Valley and everyone here, let us take care of our children, and housing is important. This is the only government to date, I'm aware, and I've been around for a little while for a few governments. I mean, other governments have tried a little something, but nothing can come up to the Labour Party and what we are doing for housing, education, and health. I thank you very much.